Welcome as we continue our study of Colossians in chapter 2, verse 2, that their hearts may be comforted, being joined together in love, and to all riches of the full assurance of the understanding, to the full knowledge of the mystery of God, even of the Father and of Christ. So, the first word we want to look at here is comforted, which is parakaleo. And so, parakaleo comes from para, which is near, and kaleo, which is to call, as in we are called, right? Same word there. And so it sort of means to call beside or call near. Really, the primary emphasis there is on for aid, and so it can mean a lot of things. It can mean comforting, exhorting, teaching, maybe admonishing or beseeching or consoling. I would typically use here. I would use encourage just in context, but most of the time I'm going to use. I'll either just say call near, or I will use the word exhort, because it's a little bit more general and can mean a lot of things. It's really exhortation is really more about what is needed at the moment. Being joined together is sum bibatso, which comes from sum and bibatso, and it really is to force together. And so that's really talking about unity, and on a specific topic or on a specific foundation. Um, and it was used to sort of make people come to the come. If you convince two people to come to the same conclusion, this was the word you might use there. Um, and so love, which is that foundation, is agape, and it gets dropped a lot in church, but most people don't really understand what it means. If you ask them, they're going to say godly love, and that's honestly still not a really good answer. Um, I don't use word study very often, but it does provide some insight on this one. And when it's describing agape, it says it involves God doing what He knows is best for man, not necessarily what man desires. And so, really, what that's telling us is that agape is more of a cognitive love than an affection or emotional love. And just in that He provided Christ for our sin, to save us from our own sin. That is an example of agape, where He looked and He saw what needed to happen and how to meet that need. So how to get us to Him, and that was the only way to do it. So full assurance is plerephoria, and so there you have pleroo, which is full, and phoria, which is sort of, we're going to say conviction here. It's really sort of like bearance, bearing something, so full bearance. But that's the way this word is used is really more of like a full confidence or a full assurance. Um, and so, what is that full assurance in? Is the understanding and the knowledge of the mystery of God, the Father and Christ. And so, understanding is sunesis, which is sort of just mentally putting things together. And then knowledge here is epignosis, which is epi, which is upon, and gnosis, which is knowledge. And it has a more intimate meaning. It's more precise. It's more correct knowledge, almost like expertise. But the intimate part is that you're sort of fully invested in that knowledge, and its acquisition. But it's really only used of believers. I can't think of anywhere in the New Testament it's used for anything other than believers. So again, Paul's writing to comfort them, to exhort them, and to bring them into unity and foundation of love.